What up, though? Source here. Y'all know what time it is. Album review time. This is review number 3. Review number 3. First, we did Fife's Forever. Second, we did Conway the Machine's God Don't Make Mistakes. And now we have one of the people that can be stated as being the GOAT. And people may not agree, but they can understand why somebody would say this. KRS-ONE. IMAMCRU12. That is the title of the album. It dropped on February 22nd. And I'll start out by saying this. There will be people who will say this album sounds dated. And I think that some people confuse classic with dated. I get it. But this is not a dated album. It doesn't feel dated for real. It feels like boom bap, classic hip hop from one of the greatest of all time, arguably the greatest of all time. So let's just get into it. Off top, we had The Beginning, which was the first song. Actually, that was the first video that I saw leading up to this album. And I posted the video on TikTok, and that joint went crazy because hearing KRS-One seemingly come out of nowhere and spit bars, as he always does, caught a lot of people off guard. But this joint slaps. As far as the beats, this is one of the hardest beats for me. Not because it's a dope instrumental or anything like that. It's because it's a hard slapper. That's what it is. It bangs. It's a boom bap joint. And KRS-One does his KRS-One thing. Dopeness off top. We get into raw hip hop, crazy. Both of those joints are classic KRS-One style and approach to the songs. Now, the fourth song on the album, Can You Dance? This joint caught me off guard. Then I found out there's a video. There's a video of this joint, and KRS-One is actually dancing. Boy, I was tripping. Dope joint. Is really an homage, a shout out to dances, old school hip hop, and being in the party dancing. I actually made a video mimicking or lip syncing this joint because it's fire. It's fire, and you got the dances in there. The Biz Mark, rest in peace, Biz. You got the Humpty Dance, rest in peace, Shock G. The WAP, and the Dougie as well. Original Dougie, not 2000 plus Dougie. Banging joint. Achieving the levels. Knock 'em out the box, Chris. Knock 'em out, Chris. Is that really Slick Rick on the hook? It really sounds like Slick Rick on the hook. Dope joint. It's all boom bap. Like I keep saying boom bap because that's what it is. Again, some people will say dated because they don't hear boom bap in 2022. It's straight boom bap hip hop, which is what one would expect from KRS-One. Now, I have said recently, I think KRS-One, or I wonder why KRS-One doesn't approach more well-known or popular producers for work. It's KRS-One. Like, I feel like he could get beats from anybody. Literally any producer would be honored to produce a joint for KRS-One, in my opinion. So the beats are tough, but I do think there's a space, two things actually. I think there's a space where KRS-One could be a bridge to newer hip hop. And I'm not saying do songs with newer artists or younger artists necessarily, but to do songs with other artists, I would love to hear KRS-One featuring Nas. That might be, pushing it a little bit, but something like that. I think it would be dope for the culture. And you add in a primo beat. Again, KRS-One is not worried about all the accolades and all that type stuff. He's already who he is. He is hip hop, and he knows that already. That's why he can show up, spit an album, have one guest appearance, I believe, by someone that I've never heard of outside of seeing him in the KRS-One video for the beginning. Nevertheless, let's get back to the album. Got Club Ripper, Wet It Up. I'm not a big fan of Wet It Up. That wasn't one of my favorite joints. But Innocent, and specifically I Am a MC, Are You One Too? Yes. I've read a lot of people mentioning that they have seen or have listened to the KRS-One album already. I was surprised by how many people actually know it's out there or knew it was out there. They might have got that from me, though, because I did post it, and it did the video kind of took off a little bit. But yeah, KRS-One, I've had multiple people tell me two things. KRS-One is not nice now, and KRS-One can't rap. Well, the second statement is just ridiculous. But I've heard multiple people say it, which is why I bring it up. I just don't know. Saying KRS-One can't rap is like saying Picasso can't paint, couldn't paint. I don't know. But the other statement, KRS-One ain't nice now, I've got multiple songs that you can listen to, and we can have that discussion after you listen to the songs. Drop another break, another dope joint. I'm not mentioning producers. It's overall produced by Sun One, who I was talking about before. But I know that there are other producers, maybe. I don't know if there'd be ghost producers on this album. I don't know. Maybe producers that we've never heard of before. But it's KRS-One, so producers are an afterthought, to be honest. Unless it's a name. If there was an Alchemist beat on here, we'd talk about it. If there was a Primo joint, of course, we'd talk about it. But KRS-One is not on that type time. Nothing to Say, Have to Wait, and the last joint, Think Bigger, featuring his wife, G. Simone. Dope. I know a lot of people are going to be like, KRS-One, ain't nobody trying to hear KRS-One. Y'all crazy if you don't at least put this album on. Go to your streaming, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple, Tidal, whatever you listen to. Give this album one chance. Put the album on, let it rock, and tell me how you feel afterwards. Salute to KRS-One, the GOAT in a lot of people's eyes, and definitely one of the only 7 MCs that I believe can be mentioned as the GOAT and there not be an uproar. You've got KRS-One, LL, Big, Pac, Nas, Jay, Scarface. Should I throw Snoop in there? Is it 8? We can talk about it. All right, y'all. That's one more review done. We out here. Tune in for the next joint. Subscribe to the Source and Company YouTube. Subscribe to the Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. Follow me on TikTok at Source of Course, Instagram at Source of Course, and I holla.